So it came out today that the San Jose Sharks will be firing coach Bob Boughner as well as his coaching staff. And this was after 3 straight seasons of no playoffs. Boughner, of course, came in after the firing of Peter DeBoer and unfortunately didn't really thrive under the system. And, I don't blame Boughner for the missed playoffs. I think the Sharks are just sort of in a deep hole right now of having a core that is aging and sort of afraid, a team that's sort of afraid to rebuild. And who knows what's going to happen when the new general manager comes around and a new coach comes around. But I think in the present, the Sharks are sort of in a position where they needed a fresh start. And I don't blame Bugner. I think it's sort of unfair to him that he was given a team with, a lot of problems, a big mess. But at the same time, it's the type of thing that Bugner just wasn't winning games under our system, and I think the Sharks just found it beneficial to let him go. And of course, the Sharks are also searching for a general manager, and I think there's reason to believe that the Sharks probably thought a new general manager and Bugner just weren't compatible together, possibly. I don't know. I mean, that's just an assumption. But yeah, under Bob Bugner, like I said, the Sharks missed the playoffs in all 3 years he was coach. They had a 67, 85, and 23 record under him. And this is the longest playoff missing streak in franchise history, which is funny. It just goes to show how dominant the Sharks have been over the course of their history, despite no championships. And he also, didn't have the greatest track record as a coach. He coached the Florida Panthers, who missed the playoffs under him as well. So I think Bob Bugner, I don't think he's a great coach, if I'm being honest here, but I also sort of commend him for taking a team like the Sharks and experimenting with them. So I think, at this point, I can't tell you who I think the Sharks' next coaching candidate will be or general manager. I think it's the type of thing that the Sharks right now sort of lack a roadmap in the process of, kind of getting their team back up to speed. And I think that's a problem with the Sharks. I think ever since, Joe Pavelski left and the Sharks followed that year of losing in the Western Conference Finals to the Blues, I think sort of the team has sort of crumbled because they didn't really expect such a big downfall. And I think after the DeBoer era, I think the Sharks have sort of just found themselves in a position where, the roadmap isn't clear. And at the same time, the core is aging and a plan needs to be concrete. And I think the thing is, under Bugner, the plan is just, not going to succeed under him. That's the thing. So I think it's a professional move. It's just a thing that's nothing personal to him. He just, wasn't working. Joe Will, the interim general manager for the Sharks, stated it today. And honestly, I wasn't super surprised. I was surprised that it came at this moment. I thought, if they're going to do it, maybe they'll do it like closer to the season. Or if they were going to do it, maybe like mid-season. But at the same time, I like I said, I did see this coming. The general manager position is open for the Sharks. And, I think whoever they choose is probably, maybe actually going to bring along a coach. Who knows? But I whatever happens, I just hope it works out for the youth of this team. I think the Sharks have a lot of good youth, Bordelot and Eklund and plenty of other guys that, could succeed in this next era of the Sharks. And I think it all starts with a new coach, a new general manager, and maybe even getting, our core taken down. I love Brent Burns. Erik Karlsson is a favorite by many fans, but I think the Sharks need to center this team around Tomas Hertl and Timo Meier and the youth, like I mentioned, like Eklund and Weisblatt and Bordelot and all these other guys that are thriving in the Barracuda system too. So I think that's something to think about, and I think the Sharks hopefully will figure out their goaltending situation too, hopefully, but that is a conversation for another time. The Sharks relieve Bob Bugner and his staff of their duties, and we will see what proceeds with the whole coaching process, the hiring process. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it. Let me know your thoughts. I'll see you guys later, and yeah, peace out.